It hides in the thunder, waiting for the day the world ends. When cities burn and presidents fall, this bird keeps flying.
6 billion lives are gone, but the final order must go out.
Meet the Nightwatch, the Pentagon's invincible flying fortress.
It drinks fuel at 30,000 feet. It never touches the ground.
It circles constantly, a ghost haunting the heart of America. Inside, no luxury, just cold steel, analog wires, and nuclear codes. Radiation? Electromagnetic pulse? This shell survives it all. The cost? $200 million a year, just to keep the lights on. But in 1980, that red phone rang for real.
3 a.m., June 3rd. The computer screamed, "Nuclear attack imminent."
Crews sprinted. Engines roared. They had minutes to escape the blast zone.
The screens showed 200 Soviet missiles, inbound, but the sky was empty.
The panic faded. But the Air Force made a terrifying promise that day.
Keep one plane in the air, every hour, every day, forever. From Omaha to the Pacific, the flight path never ends. It watches while you sleep. A guardian angel made of aluminum and lead. But even this fortress has a weakness. One it cannot outrun.
It burns fuel like a forest fire. It must feed every 4 hours.
Kill the tankers, and the Pentagon's flying fortress becomes a 70-ton glider.
Without gas, gravity wins. But the sky isn't the only danger.
The real killer hides deep below, silent, waiting for the order. A Russian Typhoon-class submarine, closer to the coast than anyone thinks. A missile from the ocean hits Washington in 7 minutes.
Just 7. The Doomsday plane needs 15 minutes to launch. You do the math. Speed is life. If they are late, the commander falls with the capital.
But what if the president is already dead? There is a plan for that too.
They call it Protocol X, the list of who inherits the ashes.
Vice President, Speaker, Cabinet, all high-value targets.
When the Capitol falls, the government scatters like dust in the wind.
But if the list ends, if everyone in Washington is gone,
One remains, the designated survivor, hidden, waiting for the bird. On board, a new White House. No windows, just screens and maps.
They have the codes. They have the power to burn the world back.
But nuclear blasts kill radio waves. The sky becomes silent.
Inside the plane, the order arrives. They open the red box.
The gold codes. A plastic card that authorizes the end of civilization.
One button press, and 70 million people vanish instantly.
The signal hits the submarines. The mute switch of the world is turned off. The psychological weight is crushing, knowing you are the last ones left alive. The replacement is coming. Project SAOC, a $13 billion flying fortress. Bigger, faster, but it faces a terrifying new problem. Modern digital tech dies in a nuclear pulse. Analog was tougher. Engineers must teach delicate silicon to survive the fire of a sun.
But it won't be ready for a decade. Until then, we are vulnerable.
So the old ghost keeps flying.
The crew knows the truth. If they succeed, they have no home to return to.
But the plane is just the carrier. The real weapon is in the black leather bag.
Hollywood lied.
There is no big red button inside the leather bag.
Just a black book. A menu of destruction. Pick option 1, and Moscow burns.
Option 2, Beijing falls. Option 3, the entire world goes silent.
The bag is handcuffed to an aide, a shadow that follows the president everywhere. On the plane, the bag plugs directly into the system. The circuit is complete.
If he gives the order, the E-4B screams it to the universe.
Missiles fly before his coffee gets cold. There is no taking it back.
The crew keeps the plane flying. But they know the terrible truth.
The engines hum, but eventually the fuel runs out, and they must land.
They call them ghost fields, secret runways hidden in the wasteland.
No control tower, no lights, just a blind descent into hell.
The radios are dead. No voice welcomes them back home.
The engines stop. For the first time in days, there is silence.
Only 3 bunkers remain operational. Tiny islands in a sea of ash.
The Doomsday plane has done its job. It delivered the end.
They step out. Not as presidents or generals, but as survivors.
The war is over. But the fight for survival just began.
Then, a sound from the darkness. They are not alone.
Not a monster. A soldier. Starving. Forgotten. But still standing guard.
This is Outpost 0, the last safe harbor on a broken planet.
The engines cool down. The beast sleeps. Its watch is finally over.
They built a machine to survive the end of the world. It worked.
While you sleep, the Nightwatch circles, waiting for the call. The question is, when the red phone rings, will we be ready?